you guys while you're out there, or maybe I just don't want to be hanging out by myself anymore right now. I finished work a little earlier today. Thankfully, we had someone come in and help out with parcels, so I didn't have to do a second trip, um, which meant I got to go home and I get some laundry going. So if you hear the dryer going in the background, that's what's happening right now. There's some laundry going on. I'm also going to work on some supper here, so I figured I would have you guys along in case you wanted to join in for that. I had a quick trip over to my parents' place, but they're at a doctor's appointment with my sister. I dropped something off. I thought maybe I would connect with them while I was there, but they're not back yet. So I returned here, and then I thought, what should I do? I could read, which I've been meaning to do. I could watch more TV while I do more laundry because I have more to do for that. I have some things that maybe I should put up on Marketplace, but then I thought, well, you know what? I'll work on some supper, see who's on, and you guys can check out what I'm making for supper if that's something you're interested in. I don't know who's going to be out there today. Yesterday was St. Nicholas Day in Germany, so we had some people pop on and then pop right back off again. I'm not sure what other holidays. Yesterday also was Independence Day in Finland, so there were nobody on for that either. It is kind of the time of day where people are either at work or busy making their own suppers. For me, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. And so, yeah, I thought maybe I would work on supper myself and get a few things going here. What's the best way to do this here? Let's see. Set up a tripod here. And then, like that. And then we're going to get a little organic extra virgin olive oil. Put a little in the pan. Put a little in the water that I have here for noodles. And we'll also turn on the, no, we'll get this going first. So fire that up. It is a propane, or not, yeah, it's propane stove in case you're wondering. So love the real flames that go under it there. We got the water started up. I am also going to grab a box of macaroni noodles. So we use the gluten-free here because Shanda's gluten-free, and well, I don't really notice a big difference between gluten-free and non-gluten-free. We used to use whole wheat before that. The other thing I want to grab is an onion. Grab an onion. We'll bring you over here too. So as well as an onion, I'm also going to go in the fridge. We'll get some mushrooms. We'll get a few carrots. We'll get a small pepper here, a couple small peppers, just a little bitty sized ones. Grab a knife. So what I want to do is cut these peppers here. I can even bend it down a bit so you can see. We're going to slice these little peppers in half. We're also going to slice this onion, take the ends off of it, take the outer layer off of it. All these bits I'm going to go throw in the garbage. Ta-da. I'm also going to take this onion. I don't need a full onion, so I'll take half of it away. I'll add that half to the fridge. Interesting perspective we have here. Where you don't need to chop it super fine because it's going to go in the food processor, but I do want to get the seeds out of the peppers, line those out. Who's on watching right now? Somebody say hello. What am I making? I am making a casserole with ground beef, which We're gonna fly back over here real quick. There's my pan. The oil should be all nice and warmed up now. There we go. I apologize for anyone who happens to be vegetarian. I'm sure you could make this with a whole bunch of different ingredients. This is what we're going to use here. We're going to turn the oven on to 375 degrees. And then we'll go back over here. There's my food processor. We're going to throw these things in here. Onion in there. We are also going to throw in some carrots. One trying to escape. Turn that off. Carrots there. We'll take a couple mushrooms and add that to the mixture as well. Now we'll use 3 mushrooms. We're going to wash those up first. Then we don't need to chop them up. We can just throw them in like this. They'll nicely disappear. There. Those are done up. Let's return this upwards a little bit again. You can see me. There we go. I'm going to take the top off the food processor. I'm going to add this blade in it. Clear all the stuff that's caught at the top. So it can go down to the bottom. And get finely chopped up. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. There. And we can turn it back on again. Dice up the mixture really nicely and finely. Take a minute in there. We're going to go back over to the stove. We're going to make sure the ground beef is getting cooked on both sides, so we'll flip it over so it's nicely cooked through. One side's getting nicely cooked. Still waiting for the water to come to a boil. We will grab a spatula. Ta-da! I just want to scrape down the edges of the food processor here so everything gets down nice and neat. My family aren't into big chunks inside this casserole, so I want to make sure it's fine. Get that going again. These things I can put in the sink. I'm done with them. Rinse them off. That's good. We'll go through and clean up the mess a little bit here. Throw that stuff in the sink. Save the spatula for after. And then we can go back over the stove. And at the stove, I'm still waiting for the water to come to a boil. The stove is heating up still. It's at 173 degrees Fahrenheit and climbing. I better get a pot out that I'm going to cook this casserole in. Nice Corningware dish. About this size, Corningware dish. Also going to need a couple cans of tomato soup. I'm going to use Heinz tomato soup. Get the can opener out, that for after. The other thing I'm going to need to do is grate some cheese. So I'll grab the grater from over here. Here's my nice grater from IKEA. We've had that for years. The other thing we're going to grab is a block of cheese. I use a marble block of cheese, Kirkland brand, so it comes from Costco. Nice value, at least. I'll find cheese is so expensive, but at Costco is a pretty good deal for cheese. So we'll just grate some of that up to put in the casserole when it's all done cooking. And kind of melt that in when we're adding in the tomato soup as well. A pretty easy recipe, pretty quick, lasts a while, has a bit of leftovers for us. There we go. That's enough cheese for right now. I like a lot of cheese, but not everyone in my family does. We'll return the block to the fridge. Nicely grated cheese. And then I can set that aside for right now because I won't need it for a little bit. And then we can go back to the stove. You can see the meat is starting to brown. There's still some red bits in it, so we're going to continue to cook before we add any of the vegetables in. And before we add any seasoning too. The water still hasn't come to a boil yet. Well, hello, Amber. Yes, a surprise live casserole. I'm making a ground beef casserole. It's something very simple. I just figured I wanted to do something, and then I thought, well, why don't I bring you guys along too? Maybe this is a test of what it's going to be like when I start doing that dessert recipe in the future that I'm going to try to do. I don't know if I'm going to do that live. Probably not. It'll probably be a regular video. I can't do all my videos as live, even though I am having a lot of fun with the lives, because I get to talk to you guys at the same time. So how's work going? What else do you see? So, water. Still not boiling. Waiting though. And then my mixture of all the vegetables are here. Oh, you can see in the background. There is our Lego Advent calendar and some of the things that are already came out of it. Ta-da. We also have a ducky Advent calendar. Today's one, very appropriate, is a unicorn duck. And there's also, we have this little truck here. Oh, gonna make you dizzy looking around. We have this truck, and every day there is something different in it for Ari to enjoy right now, because Day is not here to do it. Work is going all right. All right. Well, I'm glad you could join me. So far, you're the only one who's joined me, and maybe this is just going to be a video for you. I don't know who else will join. I didn't advertise this. I wasn't planning on doing a video today. I was just going to have a day off, and when I got home from work, I figured I would get caught up on some of the chores, which I am doing. I've got second load of laundry in now, and normally I don't make this supper for another little while, but Ari's got a basketball game tonight. And it's not something, it's something that I can have cooked up and ready to go at any time. So I wanted to have the meal ready for him when he wanted to eat, and then it can settle before he has to play, and then Shanda and I can eat too if we want to eat at separate times. Well, I think the ground beef is ready for me to add in the mixture of vegetables. Top off that. Come back over here. Usually it's all done up in the food processor. A very red color this time with all the carrots and red peppers that's going in it. The oven just beeped, so it's up to temperature now. You know, this is one of those lives, I don't know if I will publish it or if it will just be for those that happen to see. I don't know. Some people may want to enjoy me cooking, I don't know. We did a chocolate calendar for the child who couldn't find any other ones who would have liked that much. Yeah, chocolate calendars are fantastic. I should send you a recipe for taco bake. Yummy and easy. Well, very good. Both things are very good. Yummy and easy. Rinse that out. So we got a mixture that looks like this now, not super appetizing yet. And sometimes casseroles aren't the most appetizing thing, but we'll, as far as visually, of course, they are to eat. There we go. That's mixed together. Now I'm going to grab some pepper. Give it a little seasoning here. I use whole pepper that we also get from Costco. And then we also use sea salt that we get from Costco. Can you tell that we shop at Costco? Not sponsored, but maybe I should be with the amount of stuff that I'm talking about. We've got cheese, we've got salt and pepper, all Costco. I mean, the ground beef came from Costco too, if you want to get technical about it. The only thing that hasn't come from Costco of this is, well, the mushrooms came from Costco, the peppers came from Costco, the carrots came from Costco. The onions didn't, and the gluten-free noodles didn't. So that's where we're at. I love those salt and pepper grinders from Costco. Yeah, they're excellent. Victoria's back on. Hello, Victoria. I am doing a little meal prep. So, welcome back. Like I said, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I kind of wanted to talk to people. I am making casserole, Isabel. Just getting ready, ground beef casserole, yep. So I'm waiting for my water to boil so I can get my noodles going. My ground beef is seasoned. The vegetable mixture is mixed in there. The cheese is all done up. I do have a couple cans of tomato soup that I've got to open that I'll add to it. And I've got some cleanup to do. The top of my food processor. Wash that up now while we got a minute. Rinse it, not really wash it. Less to do after. There we go. And then we do a little bit of waiting. That's cooking. I'm going to turn down the temperature on the ground beef and the vegetable mixture. Doesn't need to go too much. It's going to be cooked in the oven, so. That's going to be my dinner, yeah, tonight. It's still a few hours away from doing it, but like I was saying earlier, it's just kind of prep because my son's got a basketball game tonight, so I wanted to make sure it's ready to go. And I thought, he's at school still, I'm home doing laundry, and so I thought, why not work on some supper and talk to you guys at the same time? One thing I can do, I can grab the can opener and get these soups prepped and ready to go. I use 2 cans. You guys use can openers like this? Do you have an electric can opener? Maybe you have one that have the church keys on the end of it. You know, there's a variety of them out there. Or maybe I just use the terminology you don't understand in church keys. It's kind of like a bottle opener. I'm just taking the lids off these things now. And cleaning off the caulk so I don't make a mess. How was work today? Are you still training a new coach? No, training was done. I finished my last trainee on Friday of last week, so I haven't had anyone to train this week. Work was still busy, but we had somebody, an on-call relief, come in and take out my second trip, which was really nice. I came back to collect my parcels, and there was someone there that had already collected them all and was getting ready to take them out. So I appreciated the little bit of relief that I had today for work, because it has been busy. So working 6 days a week, it's a little tiring. Water's boiling, so let's take our gluten-free macaroni noodles and add them to the water. Do that. The one thing you have to do with gluten-free noodles, I find, is they've got to be stirred right away or they become one big clump. And not just a little stirring, you want to kind of constantly go back and stir them or they do clump up on you. Is it any warmer today? Have you guys been seeing an uptick in Amazon order? Yeah, so much Amazon orders. There's lots and lots of them coming through. In the past, Telecom was Amazon's delivery service. They're still out there, but I think they've got so many orders now that they've been pushing back things through Canada Post again, so we are seeing a lot more Amazon parcels come through. As far as it getting any warmer, it is not any warmer today. I think it's about -6 Celsius out there right now, around -12 with the wind chill. So it was even colder the first thing this morning when I was at work. Talking -20, I think. With the wind chill, of course. We always talk two different temperatures. We talk the actual temperature, what it is if you look at a thermostat, and what it is when you have the wind blowing through. I don't know why we just don't say the one that has the wind blowing through, because that's what you feel when you go outside. I'll give these another little stir again. Otherwise they'll start to stick to the bottom of the pot or the sides of each other. You don't want that. There is some oil in the pot, if you saw that earlier on, so that also helps them to not stick together. Oh geez, it's 18 Celsius right now and so hot. Oh, that's so nice. We are going to have a day like that on Monday. It's going to be 13 degrees, that's what they say, and a little bit of rain, so we trade the cold for rain and get heat back. I think it's a good trade. So what's going on, Isabel and Victoria, where you are? I know Amber's at work. So Isabel's got plus 23 today, so even warmer. Very nice. The joys of living in Chile. Stirring around the ground beef mixture here. Don't want anything to burn. I've dropped the temperature right down to low now. 8 degrees in her area of Britain. That's not too bad. That's nice. Nice for the first week of December for sure. Too hot for you, but I guess you would enjoy it. Yeah, I would enjoy it. If I could be in around the low 20s all year round, but still have seasons, that would be great. Now, I guess you wouldn't have the snow part of the season if you had winter, but I don't know. I'm happy where I live, I guess. I enjoy the different seasons, but I also love the travels. So now I'm just kind of waiting for these noodles to be finished. I'll grab a colander or a strainer for when they are. And when they are, we're just going to add that to the ground beef mixture. Britain has had 40 before. You had a really hot snap this winter, did you not? Or this summer? I'm not sure, maybe not in your area, Britain? Oh, Media's on from Finland. Hello in Finland. It's almost 9 p.m. and I just came home from sauna. Oh, that's so nice. We've had at least 10 centimeters of snow here. Yes, you've been getting a little bit more snow than we have, so I bet you the sauna was perfect after a day of cold. Now you guys can all introduce yourself to Media. If you're watching my videos, which I know you guys do, Media sends me a ton of postcards. I'm very happy for all the friendship and kindness that she sends. So thank you so much. So Media, I'm just cooking supper. That's what's going on today. prepping up a casserole. Gonna get it into the oven cooking. You guys probably all know each other by your by the cards that have been sent through. You at least heard each other's names. And those of you who've been joining live are getting to know each other too. What's my favorite food? My favorite food is lobster, Victoria. Now, the lobster capital of the world is Shediac, New Brunswick, which is only a 20-minute drive from me, so there's lots of lobster here in the summertime. I don't get it very often, but I do enjoy it. When I was younger, it was really inexpensive to buy, and we used to have massive lobster feasts. And now I get a few lobster rolls throughout the summer, and then if I'm really lucky, we have one lobster dinner. Your favorite food is jelly, as in jam or as in jelly beans? Explain jelly to me. I think of jelly as either like in the 70s, they used to have jellos that had fruit and things inside of it. They call that a jelly here in North America. Jelly beans, jelly, or if you're looking at putting it on toast, it's jelly or jam. Like this, for example. I'm going to see if I have an example in the fridge. I may not right now. No, everything is saying jam. But you could have something like that, but not quite the same consistency. We would call that jelly too. Caesar salad. I do like Caesar salads. I like chicken Caesar salads if you're going to add a little protein to them. Gelatin. Okay. So gelatin for Isabel is more like what I was talking about, Jello, that you would make almost as it's a dessert. So you too, yours is a gelatin. Okay. But not like Jello that you would make in the fridge and just add hot water and cold water, and not Jello like that. Or is it? All right, I think these noodles are about ready. Just gonna give them the squeeze test on the side of the pot. Yeah, they're ready to go. So I'm going to turn this way a little bit. We're going to take the colander and take the hot water, siphon all the water out of there, give it a little shake, and we'll take this back over here. We'll add those noodles to that, take that off the hot water. We are going to take the tomato soup, which I said is Heinz tomato soup is what we use here. You could have Campbell's or whatever else you might have in your disposal. Scrape out that. We'll get can number 2. Scrape out all its contents. And then in a minute I'll rinse those cans. We're also going to take some of the cheese that we've done up, sprinkle that in. I might have to grate a little bit more, but I save a bit just to put on the top at the end. And then we're going to mix everything together. I can turn the heat off now. Don't need to cook anymore. There's enough heat in there to kind of start melting the cheese. Make sure all the noodles are well coated with the tomato sauce. Tomato soup. You hate soup. No soup, no ice cream, no hot chocolates. Well, this isn't, well, it's not soup anymore. It's got so much other stuff going on in it. Maybe you would like it in this format. I don't know. All I know is that this is what we're having for supper. What else we got people saying there? Jelly can have seeds in it. Huh. I didn't know jelly can have seeds in it unless you've added them to it. I was taught that jelly has no seeds or any chunks like traditional American grape jelly. Okay, I see where you mean Hesley. Yeah. I think that's how I normally look at it too, is that jam has seeds in it, jelly doesn't. That's how I would have interpreted that as well, but if you say it can have seeds, it can have seeds. All right, so I've got my mixture. It looks like that. Now I'm going to get my corningware dish. And hopefully, with as little spill as possible, I'm going to transfer from this dish to that dish. Not bad. Flatten it out. And then take the cover. Cover that up. The oven is at temperature now, so we'll throw that in the oven. We'll put the timer on for 40 minutes. And we'll get you back up looking this way. What have I missed by saying all that? Playing a game right now. What game are you playing, Victoria? Victoria normally eats pasta. I love pasta in all different forms, so my favorite, I guess, would be fettuccine alfredo. Looks yum except for the meat. Don't eat meat. All right, well, meat's not for everybody, but that's what we have in ours. I'm sure you could substitute it with other things. The Hunter Call of the Wild. All right, is it a Xbox, PlayStation type game, PC game? I assume it's not on your phone because you're probably watching this on your phone. Yes, chicken Alfredo was one of my go-tos. I'm just going to rinse this stuff while we're talking here. I don't want this cheese mixture and stuff to settle on the hot pan or it'll be hard to clean off. And if you can do it right when the pan's still hot, it comes off super easy. The downside of a meal like this is that I've dirtied a lot of dishes. We're going to rinse out the tin cans so they can go into the garbage. I'm sure some places have places where you could even recycle these cans. Not us. Not yet anyways, we do a lot of other recycling. I'm going to put the refuse from the pepper down our carburetor, which I know isn't something that everyone has these days. Maybe even more of a North American thing. If you're hungry, you should go make lunch. Yeah, probably. It's a PS4. Okay, so we got to run the water. There's my carburetor. Then we have a switch down here, where you can see it right there. Flick it on, and so as long as the water's running, it'll be fine. There goes all the little bits of the extra pepper, like the seeds and things that I wasn't using in the casserole. Those things are all done. I'm going to take the extra cheese that I have and stick it in the fridge, because after 40 minutes, I will add that to the top. And I'll worry about cleaning everything else up later. Now I can go and sit for a minute. And that is my casserole in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. What are we getting here right now? Sorry. My tripod just came really loose all of a sudden. I'm gonna turn on a light. We're gonna go back in here. So your game is on PC, PS4, and Xbox too, so it's on everything. Is it a first-person shooter, Call of the Wild? Yeah, I went from talking a whole lot and showing you what I'm doing to going to dead quiet here. First-person shooter, I think. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it would be. I think I've seen the commercials for it. In and out real quick. So yeah, now all I've got to do is clean up the mess a little bit. I've got some garbage to put in. You can hear thump, thump, thump of the dryer going. I've got sheets in the dryer. And then I've got some garbage here to put away. Oh, there was a noodle stuck in the box that didn't get cooked. That's all right, we can get rid of that. If I can open the garbage can, there we go. What else is done? So that's why I like that meal. It's pretty easy. It glitched for you. Is everything back now? No glitch anymore? Okay. I think probably what happened, I got a message from my wife asking what time the basketball game was tonight. And so when I answered that, that's probably where there was a glitch. So that's a lesson learned. I can't multitask that way. Got my Canada Post shirt on still. Got my Doctor Who TARDIS blanket back there. One thing I haven't done yet is shave. I talked about doing that, but maybe this weekend. Or maybe before Friday's video tomorrow. Some good postcards have come in this week. Not that I have bad ones that ever come in, but there was one really interesting one, so I can't wait to talk about that one. It was kind of a test that someone did. So what I have to do tomorrow before my video is go to the post office box and see what else has come this week. After work, of course. What's my favorite movie? I'm a big Star Wars fan. So Empire Strikes Back from Star Wars is one. Certainly the Lord of the Rings series are up there. Hunt for Red October, I love that movie with Sean Connery. Shawshank Redemption, anytime that's on TV, I tend to watch it. Am I going to grow my beard out really long like last year? I don't know. I don't really go into growing my beard as a thing I'm going to do. Sometimes I get lazy and it starts to grow, and then I was like, well, it's cold, let it keep growing for a bit. So it might in the wind. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, it's awesome series. Hobbit, awesome series. Oh, the dryer just stopped. Hopefully that means my towels are dry, but I best just go check them, because if they're not, I'm going to put it on a little longer. And I know it's exciting video as well, as to see people checking their laundry. You're getting the real me. I am going to give it just a little bit longer. I'm going to give it 30 minutes. Just because I'm talking anyway, so why not? I have to leave now. I have 5 postcards to write before going to sleep. Okay, thanks, Media. Thanks for joining, and enjoy your postcard writing, and have a good sleep. All right, I'm back to the couch. What time do you usually have dinner? About 6 o'clock my time. My wife doesn't usually get home till about 5:45, 6 o'clock. So I usually have the meal ready for us to eat at around that time. So this will be ready way in advance. It's going to be done after I put the cheese on it and cooked by about 20 to 4, which is all right. It can sit. And it's not a, do I eat something after that? As in a dessert? Sometimes we have some dessert. I don't normally make a dessert, but sometimes there are things available. And usually we do have a little snack in the evening, whether it's peanuts or fruit or potato chips or something. I have a chocolate orange, a Terry's chocolate orange in the cupboard that I snack on from time to time. That used to be only a Christmas thing, but now they're around all year round. it's kind of taken some of the specialness of the Terry's Orange away, that I can get it whenever I want it now. Where before I only got it as like something that was in my stocking, so I'd enjoy it at Christmas and that'd be it. Oh, there's a lot of good questions here. This almost should be my That Dad Guy Answers video, because I'm getting lots of questions, and there are a variety of things. So I'm hoping that on Saturday I'll also, yeah, Terry's chocolate oranges are great. Now, Victoria, do you like any of the other varieties? Like there's toffee. There was one today, or the other day at the store I saw that had Pop Rocks candy in it. There's dark, there's milk chocolate. I like the traditional milk. That's my favorite. Yeah, like I was saying, hopefully on Saturday when I do my very first That Dad Guy Answers live video, that I'll have just as many people come on and ask great questions too. You've never heard of those, okay. So you just have the traditional one. Yeah, I think there's about 5 different ones we can get here now, including a white chocolate one, which I'm not a big fan of white chocolate. Dead quiet. How's it been 41 minutes already? I thought this would be like a super quick video with me cooking. You love white chocolate. Oh, I must mention, Victoria, that my wife is in the same camp with you, that she's not a big hot chocolate person, and ice cream bothers her teeth as well. Which, when I brought it up, I knew she doesn't eat ice cream much now because she's not into dairy, but I never knew that she really had a problem with it bothering her teeth, because she certainly had ice cream cones and things in the past. Isabel, what are you having for supper? You asked about what I was eating and things we liked. Yeah, my wife doesn't do dairy and she doesn't do gluten anymore because of how it affects her. So I have to be careful. Like the casserole that I made tonight has gluten-free noodles in it, but it does have a modicum of cheese, as you saw. We don't usually have dinner here in Chile. What do you mean you don't have dinner? You only have 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch? Or do you call your dinner supper at something else? Around 8 o'clock, we have a meal that we call once. Okay. And is it a big meal at 8 o'clock? Like for us in Canada, our largest meal of the day would be dinner time, supper time. Our lunch meal is usually more of a, for us here, for me, myself, is leftovers, or it could be sandwiches or a bagel or something like that. Breakfast could be a bowl of cereal. It could be just some fruit, yogurt, toast, eggs, bacon, that sort of stuff. Not once in English, once in Spanish. All right, so what does once in Spanish translate into English? Do you know? Amber's on board with dark chocolate Terry's oranges, okay? 11's in English, okay. So you shouldn't be eating it at 8, you should be eating it at 11. I have heard of 11sies, but I think of 11sies as kind of a brunch meal. So between 11 in the morning, as in between breakfast and lunch. Victoria hates dark chocolate too. I am thinking almost anything I say, Victoria, in the way of food, you hate it. No, except for you said you like the traditional Terry chocolate orange. You're on board with that. That's good. 11 consists of tea or coffee, bread, and something on the bread. Okay, so it is just a light snack in the evening more than anything. Yeah. I think most Canadians and Americans, their food regimen is pretty much the same. Maybe portion size are a little different, but about the same. So do you have a breakfast, a big breakfast? What's your big meal of the day then? If your supper doesn't exist or your dinner doesn't exist and you eat later in the evening with a small meal, what's your big meal? Is it lunch or is it breakfast? Lunch is the bigger meal, I think. Okay. That sounds like what our Sunday meals were for me growing up. Every day on Sunday, we would just have like a regular breakfast. And then when we got home from church, Mom would have a big meal, whether it was lamb, roast beef, Yorkshire puddings, traditional English style, big lunch. And then for supper, it was something very small. Dad used to like sardines and things like that, and I never ate that. That wasn't my thing. But the rest of the week, it was more traditional that supper time was the largest meal. I think because you're coming home from work, and that's the meal you're eating when you're at work or at school. You don't have a big meal with you. Okay, so celebrations, it's a bigger meal in the evening. Ah, you're on board with Yorkshire puddings, all right. I love Yorkshire puddings. I've got the recipe. My kids love them when I make them, so yeah, roast beef dinner with Yorkshire puddings is very traditional in our household. And I'm sure I'll probably cook that meal when my daughter gets home from university. So there are a couple things, Victoria, that you'll eat. Jelly, Yorkshire puddings, Terry's chocolate oranges. Do you have a beverage that you drink? What's your beverage of choice? Peach. Peach juice? Or just peaches? I'm assuming you don't drink peach juice every day. It has something more special, is it? Summer fruit, yeah. That's more what I thought. We got another Costco thing. We were at Costco this weekend. We picked up pineapple that was already chopped up, not a whole pineapple, blueberries, and raspberries as our fruit for the week. And blueberries were almost $12. They were almost the most expensive thing we bought with her instead of meat. It's crazy that it was that. What's your favorite drink? I do enjoy juice. Whether it's apple or orange juice, pineapple juice. If I get something special, like a pop or a soda, maybe, I like grape pop. I like to make lemonade. Yeah, so probably more cold drinks or fizzy drinks. Everything in moderation, though. I can't sit down and drink cans of pop every day or I'll have an ulcer. Or my teeth will rot out of my head or something will happen. But I'm not one for drinking straight up water most of the time. I will have it, but I would prefer my water to have a sweetener in it. And like I've said before, I'm not a coffee or a tea drinker. I'll drink hot chocolate on occasion in the wintertime just to warm up after being outside. But I prefer colder beverages. My favorite Lego. I'm staring at it right now. the Death Star and the Millennium Falcon. I think these are fantastic sets. Now, they're super expensive as Lego sets, but I've placed them here where I am a lot of the time so I can look at them, because I really like them. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, as I said, in my favorite movies, and it is my favorite theme of Lego to collect as well. I guess that's why I put Star Wars Lego on my list to Santa, if you saw that video of me writing a letter to Santa Claus. But a Lego I don't have. Well, the Imperial Shuttle Lego, the big collector's edition one, I would love to have that one. It would be too expensive now, I think, to ever own. The new AT-AT Lego that came out a couple years ago, another big expensive set, or the Star Destroyer. So those are all big sets. They're all collector sets. So there's something I probably will never get. But those would be ultimate ones for builds if I ever landed it somehow. And I'm sure I could find a place over there by the other two to display it. Maybe to the chagrin of my wife. Most of the Lego is in the basement, but it is seeping into other rooms. There is Lego in this room. There are sets that haven't been built in this room. And then in the dining room, I have Lego from last Christmas that's still in there. Minifigures that we have are in there. And some of the Star Wars Lego helmets are all in there as well. What's my favorite Lego series? Well, it's definitely Star Wars. Star Wars is my favorite Lego series. I do have Lord of the Rings Lego, though, as well, and that's really cool. And the Harry Potter stuff's nice. I collect the Winter Village Lego, so every year there's a new set that comes out for that. So I've got all those, except for the one that came out last year. I didn't get it. I didn't really like it, and now I'm kind of regretting it because it's the only one that I don't have of the series, so I may end up going to get it eventually before it retires. What I didn't like about it last year is the buildings were very narrow, so it didn't quite fit with all the other buildings that have come out in the past. Is there a Legoland in Canada? Not like the one that's in Florida. It's more of a inside Lego display that they have in Toronto. They call it a Legoland, but it's not like roller coasters and all the other things that are in a traditional theme park. So the answer to that question is yes, but no. So I have been to Legoland in Florida once when the kids were younger. And it's not something as an adult, it's not something that's super appealing. It was cool to see all the buildings that were created at Lego that were around there. We went to a 4D movie as well that was Lego themed. But I would rather go to the Lego store in Orlando as part of Disney Springs. I want to go where you can buy stuff, not necessarily just where you can see stuff. What do you record your traditional videos with? I record them on my iPhone. So I am low tech as far as all my stuff. I edit my videos with iMovie. I use Canva for my thumbnails. I would love to get an Eco 360 camera for the future, but that would just be to add in extra shots and things I think would be really neat to make the video interesting. But my style is mostly just like this. I turn on the camera, I talk for 10-20 minutes, whatever it takes to shoot the video, and then it gets published. When I do videos like festivals and things like that, sometimes there's more music that gets added in and different clips from different areas. Those take a little longer. Have you seen the videos about the maintenance of the outdoor displays? It's interesting. No, I mean the outdoor displays at Legoland. I'm sure they'd have to be dusted and cleaned from the weather and birds that fly above and all the rest of the stuff that happens with being outside. What's my favorite Lego thing ever? Victoria, are you a Lego person? Do you have Lego? You have a lot of Lego questions, so very curious if you're a adult fan of Lego as well. Favorite Lego thing ever? In my collection, I would say it's probably my yellow castle that I had when I was a child. I still have it. It was the first castle ever to come out. It came out in the late 70s. So I think that's my favorite set just because it has that most sentimental attachment for me. Do you have any Lego yourself? What do you collect? Do 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 do. You don't really collect, okay. Do you have some that you've purchased that you like? Or do you just like the idea of Lego? Just like the idea, okay. Yeah, it's not a cheap hobby anymore, that's for sure. It's with all the theming and all the rest, which I mean, that saved the Lego company to get a theme like Star Wars and then Harry Potter and NBA and all sorts of things that have come out since. When it was just buy a box of bricks and use your imagination, and I guess space came out for a bit. It was on the downturn. The company was in real danger for a while, and then they got the marketability of everything that came out. That saved the company. The one thing about the imagination box is you could build whatever you wanted, and you had the design and capability of doing whatever you wanted. Now when you get a set, you build just that set. Sometimes kids play with it, and sometimes it goes on a shelf and collects dust, and you never use it again. You glitched again. I'm not sure why it glitched. I haven't done anything different. Amber would love to do the Harry Potter ones. There's a really cool Gringotts set that came out this year, and it looks so intricate. Yeah, I've seen that one where it's kind of suspended above, so you have a below Gringotts and above. I can show you my old one as we draw this pretty much to a close. We're coming up on an hour, so I won't go much longer than that. And my phone is down to its last 20%, so it's also telling me that I should probably stop soon. All right, we're in the basement. We'll flip it around. You can see there's my yellow castle displayed next to, we got Pirates of the Caribbean down here. There's a bunch there. We've got a big hot dog guy. He's my favorite minifigure, the hot dog guy. There is Lord of the Rings down there below the Xbox. We've got some Ninjago there as well. Some Chima. There is the first Train to Hogwarts. There's a new one that's come out since. There's a Gringotts Bank. And there's one of the original Hogwarts. I've got a bunch of the dragons and things from Ninjago. Some Chima stuff. Let's go over here. We'll have a quick peek. There's just some city things. Don't have a lot of that. Dragon boat races. Some more city stuff. And then on this side we have a bunch of the Star Wars sets that I've collected. And then up here, I mean, there's some loose pieces, but then here we've got everything that has to do with the Winter Village sets. All the way around. And then my wall of minifigures, even though there's more of them. And then there's some loose bricks here. There's an X-Wing down there. Yeah. Yes, it's a lot of Lego. It's yeah, that was my hobby, or is my hobby. Or I've got post-crossing, I've got stamp collecting, I've got Lego. And when I got into post-crossing, I thought, wow, this won't be as expensive as Lego. And then you get to mailing 20 postcards a week internationally, and it gets to be just as expensive, if not more expensive than... You can see there's Lego up there above my head too, of sets. Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, the Winter Village sets are really well done. Well, I think I should probably draw this to a close. It's an hour long. It was a surprise one. I didn't think I was going to be doing this. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've enjoyed talking to you guys once again. And I look forward to eating supper. Hopefully you liked cooking with me tonight, this afternoon. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day or evenings, wherever you are. And we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. All right. Bye for now. Have a magical week.